Pokemon card collecting is an exciting hobby, and with the growing number of resellers, it has recently gained significant momentum in the Indian market. There's no denying that we all love the thrill of opening packs and pulling the chase cards, but more often than not, we don't have enough budget to buy too many TCG products in a single month. It's true that there are Indian collectors with a massive budget, and they can afford to spend lakhs of rupees on Pokemon cards every month. But since I'm addressing average Indian collectors who are primarily budget collectors, I need to highlight a few collecting habits that are draining your money fast. In 2026, card collecting on a budget sounds like an impossible task, but with the right strategy, you can make it possible. You only need to fix the habits that are costing you money but not helping your collection grow. If you have been following the Pokemon card market for a while, you may have already seen a few hype phases in recent times. The sudden rise in popularity of the Solosis illustration rare card in 2025 is a great example of hype phases. Someone on the internet pointed out that the card is illustrated by the same artist who made the Bubble Mew card. So all of a sudden, people started buying this card left, right and center, pumping its market price up. After a few months, the hype went away and the card price gradually came down. As a budget collector, you need to identify these hype phases and consciously avoid them. In case you want these cards to complete a master set or to build a certain collection, you can wait a few weeks for the hype to come down and then buy the cards at a fair price. However, certain cards are always in demand, and their price continues to soar with each passing week. Take the example of Umbreon VMAX from Evolving Skies or Bubble Mew from Paldean Fates. Apart from having a unique art style, these cards also explore narratives that are a part of the Pokemon lore. Besides, Pokemon like Mew and Umbreon are fan favorites, so it's less likely that the hype for these cards will ever come down. Getting your Pokemon cards graded from India is a complicated and lengthy process. This is why a majority of collectors prefer buying already graded cards. While it is a cool strategy, graded cards, especially PSA 10s, can be extremely costly. If you are a budget collector and are interested in collecting slabs, you need to be very specific about it. Yes, there are PSA 10 cards that are available under 5000 rupees, but they may not have long-term value. Don't collect slabs just because they fit your budget. If the card has any sentimental value, you can always get it raw. For graded cards, focus on the ones that have the potential to grow in value with time. I know it is difficult to predict the market, especially when the Pokemon company is coming up with new sets every few months. But when you are choosing between 4 graded reverse holo cards and a graded SAR card from the modern sets, it is evident which purchase will have more long-term value. I am saying it again. No one can accurately predict the market. But when it comes to slabs, you need to look at the trends, historical data, and the featured Pokemon status in the current market to make the right decision. A little bit of homework can save you a lot of money in the long run. I am guilty of spending money on cards I actually never needed. Every time a website added a fresh stock of cards or an Instagram seller was having a claim sale, I purchased multiple cards even though I needed only a few for my collection. If you are also doing the same, you need to get rid of that habit. As a budget collector, you need to focus on collecting quality pulls. While every card has some value and they often feature a cool artwork, you don't want to spend a chunk of your budget on something that is never going to make it to your binder or display. Avoid buying cards in bulk if you are running on a tight budget. Instead, invest that money in getting an SAR which has the potential to grow in value over time. I often see posts from sellers saying take all cards for a discounted price. While the deal looks great, take a moment to ask yourself if you really need all those cards. If you need only a couple of them, talk to the seller and see if you can get a good deal on those specific cards. Even if you are getting them at a market price, it is a better purchase than buying all the cards at a discount. Since you are on a tight budget, you need to make sure every purchase aligns with your collection goal. I have already mentioned this multiple times in my other videos and I am saying this again. Do not start collecting Pokemon cards without a goal. If you are collecting cards without a proper goal, your savings will drain fast and you may soon need to leave the hobby. Some people collect sealed products while others prefer collecting cards around certain themes. You can have any of these goals or set a goal of your own. Having a goal helps streamline your collection and lets you avoid unnecessary purchases. For example, if you are planning to collect every art rare card from the Scarlet and Violet era, your focus should be on purchasing SV era singles. You won't go ahead and buy a bunch of vintage cards just because they are available in the market. I know vintage cards are cool and they are often more valuable than a lot of SBR singles. But if you start collecting cards outside your goal, you will run out of budget without making any progress on your main collection. Right now I am focusing on collecting cards illustrated by Akira Iwata. Since I have a limited budget, I usually save money for a couple of months and then pre-order the Akira Iwata cards that are within my budget. At the same time, I try to collect the common cards illustrated by the artist whenever I visit a TCG event or trade meetup. In just a few months, I have collected a bunch of cards illustrated by Akira Iwata, and I plan to grow this collection even with a limited budget. It's unfortunate for Indian collectors that the Pokémon company does not officially distribute Pokémon TCG products in this country. As most of us rely on the secondary market resellers for the products, we always pay a little extra than the collectors in the US, UK, or Japan. As a budget collector, you should try to get the products at a price close to the market rates. If you are blindly trusting the sellers with the pricing, you may end up spending a lot more than you should. No matter how trusted a seller is, they are all here to make money. So if you are not paying attention to the pricing, they may sell you the product at an inflated price. To avoid paying extra in the Pokemon card market, you need to compare the pricing of the products across different websites and Instagram sellers. Even if the product is available in just one place, you should still find out the market price of the product by checking it on eBay, TCG Player, or the Collector app. In India, you may need to pay a little extra for every TCG product, but the knowledge of current market rates gives you more clarity and keeps you from spending more money than you should on Pokemon cards. Recently, I have attended several TCG meetup events in Kolkata and met some seasoned collectors. If you have an active TCG community in your city, you should definitely connect with them and attend the meetup events. There you can trade with each other or simply buy cards directly from one another. Also, talking to other collectors will help you understand a lot of crucial things about collecting. The Bangalore TCG community recently had a massive card show, which captured a lot of eyeballs. In Kolkata, we also do events and meetups almost every alternate month. You can watch my latest vlog here. However, if you are looking for trusted sellers on Instagram, I have another video you can watch. Click on any of them and I will see you there.